Welcome to episode 3 of Hot Off The Terr. I'm your host as always, Austin Terry, and nothing else to say, let's just get right into it. We're going to start off with the NFL. We're going to go into conference finals, reviews, recaps. We all know what happened. Chiefs beat the Bills, and the Eagles whooped Washington, like belt to ass. It wasn't even close. Josh Allen, you got to feel for the kid. He's older than me, but you got to feel for the guy. If you saw the clip of him sitting down at the press conference and just taking a deep breath, I saw a compilation of him every single year that he's lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs, and he just gets more and more drained and defeated. It's got to be like a never-ending nightmare for him that like he just can't wake up from. And in the Eagles game, you knew it was over the second Saquon went yard on the first play. Like a toss play, immediately house call. It's over. There's no Jaden Daniels magic that can overcome that. But we now have the two most insufferable fan bases in sports in the Super Bowl, meaning one of them has to go home happy. Nobody wanted this other than the two fan bases maybe. I've been thinking. There was a betting thing a while ago that said aliens to invade the Super Bowl, game gets called off. I would love to put some money on that and pray it hits, because no team getting joy, fine by me. Society's crumbling anyway. So Super Bowl, Eagles, Chiefs. I don't even want to talk about it, man. So we're going to move on to football, real football. The Champions League had 18 games going on at the same time, and so did the Europa League the day afterwards. And that had us believing that we were going to be rich. The bookies were loving it. AC Milan and Liverpool may have sold everyone a bit, but everyone, I'm not a betting man myself, but even I put a bet on that, because $9 would have won me $1 million. I could have been rich. We had to downgrade the studio because of this. But I even texted my own dad. I said, hey, by this time tomorrow, we're rich. And obviously, because I'm here, it didn't hit. And so I get a text from him a couple minutes later that said, hey, are we rich now? And I couldn't look him in the eyes. We're not making it out of Manitoba with this one. I didn't bet on the Europa League though. That image of 100%, 99% of gamblers quit before they're about to hit big. Yeah, I quit. I was not doing that. In other news though, serious news, Arsenal bid £60 million for Ollie Watkins, the striker from Aston Villa, if you didn't know who that was. And within 7 minutes, the bid was rejected. Now, Aston Villa claimed that, it was just poor timing from Arsenal, considering they're in the middle of selling John Duran to Al Nassr. But let's be real here. That was just £60 million isn't enough. That was just a huge fuck you to Aston Villa. Like Arsenal thinking they can get whatever they want. But so I'd expect Ollie Watkins to stay at Villa before the transfer window ends. But hey, stranger things have happened. Now we are going to move on to the NHL, where real things happened apparently. So the 4 Nations Cup leadership groups were announced. We're going to start off with the USA, the global powerhouse. They named Austin Matthews as their captain, surprise, surprise, and Charlie McAvoy and Matthew Tkachuk as alternates. But before we get into anything else, let's take a moment to giggle at this pic of Charlie McAvoy. Why didn't you show me that before? Oh my god. Oh, it looks photoshopped. That can't be real. That really cannot be real. So, okay. Also, on a side note, justice for Quinn Hughes. He got snubbed. Everyone loves Quinn Hughes. So obviously snubbed, and he's obviously feeling the pain as this clip of him disassociating into the camera.
Quinn, you're coming off a 2-1 win against the Washington Capitals. You scored both the goals in that game.
sent me into a frenzy. Honestly, this guy's money. I love him so much. Something's wrong with him and it needs to be sorted out, but I kind of prayed that it doesn't because I love this. In not so shocking news, Sidney Crosby was named captain of Canada. I don't know, was that for like the millionth time? Probably. With Conor McDavid and Cale Makar as his alternates. While no Nathan McKinnon is a shock, they already hit their Maritimes quota with Crosby as their captain. So they don't need any more representation from the Maritimes. So Sweden named Victor Hedman as their captain, Tampa Bay Lightning legend, flanked by Matthias Ekholm, Erik Karlsson and William Nylander. Yeah, I said those right. Yeah, I know, ball. So basically their entire decor plus Nylander. We all know what Willie is going to bring to this leadership group for this team. Oreo cakesters from his pop-up shop. Probably good. Finally, for Finland, Alexander Barkov gets a C. Sebastian Aho, Mikael Granlund and Mikko Rantanen gets the A's. That makes 2 out of 4 of their leadership group Carolina Hurricanes, which I don't even have a joke about. Yes. Just fun fact for you nerds out there that love that type of stuff. Okay, it's a bit harsh. My bad. Didn't mean to call you nerds. Please keep watching the show. All right, we are going to move on to the MLB now. Okay, Max Scherzer to the Toronto Blue Jays. They finally landed a big name this offseason, even if it is an old man with one foot in the LTIR and the other in the retirement home. Now, seriously, if you can stay healthy, big move for the Jays. If not, Alec Manoah, it's up to you again, buddy. That's the majority of what's happened in the MLB. There's been a couple low-profile moves as well that I'm just not going to cover because I only enjoy making fun of old people. On to the NBA now. Caitlin Clark declined competing in the NBA All-Star 3-point contest, saying that she wants to be the first one to be in the WNBA All-Star over the summer. Now, while the NBA has struggled to have any entertaining aspect without the support of women recently, Clark will not be giving them any help. Also, Jimmy Butler got suspended indefinitely this time. This is another mental torture to him. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't even think the Heat or Jimmy Butler knows what's happening. I think everyone does want to see him get traded because he's electric when he is playing. Just now not for the Heat. So in other news, in the WSL, some big stuff happened. That isn't kind of is a transfer this time. Chloe Kelly released a public statement on her Instagram. At the time of filming, it was yesterday, so I'm just going to say Wednesday. A message from me. For a long time, I've tried to work through professional challenges privately, not commenting publicly, but with my situation increasingly being debated in the public domain, I feel like it's time to be open and transparent, and you heard it from my perspective. A key lesson I've learned in my life is that whilst I can't control someone's negative behavior towards me, I can control how long I'm prepared to tolerate it. From day one, I felt so much love from my teammates and the fans. With my contract expiring in June, I've accepted my future is not at the club beyond then, the club being Manchester City. With the Euros fast approaching, this summer is a huge one and I want to be in a position to give it my best shot to represent my country, something which has always filled me with such pride and it's a true honour to do so. However, to be dictated whom I can and can't join with only 4 months left of the football season is having a huge impact not only on my career but my mental well-being. The situation has dragged on for too long, it's disappointing and not right. I'm at a pivotal point in my life and my career is so important to me and it's very disappointing that the sport we love can make you feel this way, especially after there's been so much growth in our sport. This is why I'm posting this because I want to make you all aware that we as players dedicate our lives to our sport and our clubs, but our dreams can be crushed whilst we live in silence. I am human and I have and will give everything to the game I love. Ultimately, I just want to be happy again. Now, that was the entire statement saying that the situation going on at Man City taking a mental toll on her, obviously. Extremely brave for her to speak up about it all. And luckily, it has been somewhat resolved as Arsenal, the club that she started at, has brought her in on loan. So hopefully everyone's rooting for her to thrive there. There's no joke on this. It was just, I just wanted to let that be known. Now, the Royal Rumble is this Saturday, and I couldn't be more excited for that. You might not be. I am. It's going to be a huge one. You have John Cena's last Royal Rumble. The Tribal Chief's going to be there. CM Punk, like huge names. There's always bound to be some returns. So if you're not tuning into WWE Royal Rumble on Saturday night, I have no idea what you're doing. It's going to be a great time. You should 100% just watch. Now, it's been a decently slow week for news, as there's just been games and everything going on. So this will be a bit of a shorter episode, but I still hope you enjoyed. And I will hopefully see you next week when we get the improved set back, hopefully. Alright, I've been Hot Off The Terr. This is Hot Off The Terr, and hopefully see you back next week.